sold out. Here's hoping we make it. Ew.
Oh, they love us.
Wow.
They love us.
They're really digging our vocal singing performance we just did.
I told you we should have done this years ago, and you were always like, no.
Start every song with a Gregorian chant. I wasn't about it.
Look how it's paid off.
Man, you know when
the
you
live
really
studio audience is loving it.
Goes to show, sometimes you really don't see the appeal of an idea until you're just living in the moment of it, you know?
Goes to show, listen to your co-host once in a while. Pitching things always, and he's shooting them all down. He really kind of in charge of everything.
I'm pretty sure this was a fluke, and I'm gonna disregard everything you say in the future for that. So.
Oh, that they hated that.
Wow.
Absolutely hate.
They really. Wow, they're somehow unanimously on your side. I've never seen such a consensus.
Yeah, I'll take it, man. I'll take it. I don't know how or why, but I'll, happy to be on the right side of things.
Gosh. Well, in the meantime, while we're talking about you and me, we should introduce ourselves. Hello, my name is Ian. This is Brandon. We are DrawBomb.
What?
We are live.
I don't even get to introduce myself. You stole that from me. Took it.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Nah, I think you did a great job.
Oh, thanks. This is DrawBomb Live. This is the show where indeed. Brandon, how are you?
Where the show? I am good. I'm great. It's good to be here. I love to be here. How are you?
Good. I love to be here. This is great.
Okay.
Wee ha hoo ha. I love to be here.
Very natural feeling, very normal thing.
Very, very not stiff at all. Tell you what I am stiff about. Woo! I got no follow-up. That was I saw the pun there.
I was worried that you were gonna, expand.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Disgusting.
Saying some disgusting stuff on Twitch.
Can't have that.
Can't have that. The internet's for babies and kids. We've established this. YouTube has established this.
We tried, DrawBomb for babies, so maybe the next logical thing is like DrawBomb After Dark, where it's just, lots of full frontal nudity.
Right. It's kind of like DrawBomb Adult Swim, where it's like, and not like the TV channel. It's more like the actual like thing that they named it after, where like the kids gotta get out of the pool now, the adults are swimming.
Yeah.
It's like that. Like kids get out of the stream. Now the adults are in the stream. And what a stream it is. It's such a good stream. It's golden. It's the
best stream.
Yeah, it's the best stream.
The golden stream. We've done it multiple times, so there's multiple streams. It's almost like a shower, you know what I mean?
It's a shower of streams, and our mouths are just open, and we're just taking it all in. You know?
Right.
And that's what's happening right now. We're drinking in the golden
the golden shower.
That should be the name of the episode, and let's see if YouTube even allows it on the site.
Let's get banned by a robot before anybody even sees it.
Yeah. Just drink in the golden shower with your mouth.
What if we say it's like educational or something? Then is it okay? Like
that's true.
DIY best ways to drink pee.
Have you watched the video of the guy shaving his asshole on camera? Have you?
I haven't watched it, but I know it exists.
I haven't watched it either. No, but I know it exists as well.
You set that up like you had watched it, and I was like, "Why did you do that?"
Sorry, I was hoping you'd watched it.
No, I feel like I'm happy we're past the era of shock.
Yeah.
Like sending shock sites to your friends. Like
it's
it was
still
an
there,
early
but
internet
it's more
thing.
like you traumatize like the internet, like with your content. Before,
still there,
like,
but it's not like if you did it, if you did it now, people would be like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?"
Yeah, exactly.
I think the internet was still fresh, so we were like, "Oh, I didn't know this shit was on there." Now we know it's there, so it's not even like funny. It's just you're just an asshole.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Someone sending you the link to Goatsy for the first time. It's interesting that there will be people. There's people who have been born and people who will be born who have no idea what Goatsy is or means.
God bless them.
And they're living a charmed life.
It's not a goat looking Pokemon. I know that's what it sounds like. That's not what it is. I mean, no, it's not what it is.
It's not.
But you know, yeah, we all know the internet's bad now. There's like, you know, at a point in time, there was straight up like subreddits dedicated to just seeing like death and stuff. So like now, if you send that stuff to people, it's not funny because we all know it's there. We're choosing not to go there.
Exactly. Where they're sectioned off in their own specific sections of the internet where it's like, do you want to see this? I mean, okay, here it is, and then people can do that, and then, you know,
I saw a food truck that was a pizza company, and it was hands holding a pizza.
Oh no!
And all I could see was Goatsy, and
good gosh,
it's permanently in there, you know.
Yep.
It's just a harmless pizza truck, and all I could see is Goatsy.
What was their name? Lost Pizza?
It was you know, gaping pie. No, I don't know. I don't know what it was called. It was not
Tub Girl. It was not Pizza.
A Goatsy joke. No subtlety.
Lemon Party's Pizza. That's still a joke I'll never be able to explain to my parents that was on 30 Rock.
No, it's just for you to enjoy.
It's just for me. I remember watching that episode with my parents as it aired, like, for the first time, and he says, like,
why is he dying laughing?
You can't have a lemon party without old Dick, and I just, like, died laughing. I could not hold it in.
I think the save face said Dick. Sorry, I'm immature. He said, I don't know. He said Dick. I guess that's why I'm laughing. Let's just go with that.
I'll never explain
I will not explain. You see, Mom and Dad, there was this website years ago. It's actually probably still there.
When I was 12, somebody showed me this.
Oh, God.
Against my will.
I'm sure it breaks a law that I was even...
Yeah, it does break a law if you actually think about it.
Yeah, definitely.
But that was the internet back then. That was for better and for worse.
Fortunately, now the internet is a wholesome place where only good things happen.
Oh yeah, the internet.
Thankfully, it's gotten past that.
It's definitely the internet's changed for the better. Yup.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry, Bob. It's only improved
now
with time.
Useful.
Now it's a great place to be. I love the internet in the current modern age.
Exactly the same. So good. No note. And how you been? How you been since last week?
I've been alright.
Cool.
I've been okay. How about you?
I've been great. I've been good. Things are good.
All right.
Nothing really new. We're in like we did a lot of stuff this summer, so we're kind of in our like budgeting. Like we're in budgeting mode, so it makes for when we do the show and you ask me what I did this week, it's a little uninteresting. I'm like, well, we stayed home and saved money.
Wow. I didn't.
Isn't that cool?
I didn't save my money this week. I went to a climbing gym.
Oh, that's cool. Tell me about
I've,
that.
I've been invited to
Climbing
go
like
to it
a
again.
wall.
Yeah, I've been invited to go to it again
Ooh.
tomorrow, but I'm gonna sit it out because I need to save money and also I want to get work done.
Yeah, I also have to work.
Yeah. But yeah, I went to a climbing gym. It was cool. My forearms hurt like they've never hurt before.
Oh,
In a
really?
good way,
So you
though.
got a good workout.
I got a good workout. I mean, like, my forearms are the tiniest part of me. Like, if, you know, I have a gut, but I also have no forearms. So it's a bad look. I look like Roger the Alien from American Dad, but,
You're like reverse Popeye.
yeah, I'll take it. That's a
Check out.
good comparison. Yeah, I think that checks out. Um, So it was cool to go. I climbed the wall a few times. I couldn't do above like a difficulty 6, I would say. But to be fair, I was after the first one, my arms hurt. Like if I'd given it a break and tried again, maybe I would have done that 7. But I had to give up halfway through because my arms just stopped working. Um,
Seems like it'd be fun to do. I mean, hard. Obviously, I'm not saying it's not hard, but like a fun workout.
it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. The people I was with and who were there were knowledgeable and it was cool. And then we all went for like food at a bar nearby afterwards.
We made far too many gains. Let's negate some of this real quick.
Well, you gotta eat some protein.
Food.
You gotta eat
Some
some
beers.
protein to get that that muscle back. You know.
That's true. That's true.
That's the idea. And then that's what we did. And it was fun. And I climbed the wall a few times. Again, I didn't do above a level. I got really high on a level 11 though.
That's a dangerous place to be smoking weed.
I know, man. Like, they were like, "No, stop! It's too cool," and I was just like, "Nah, man. Like, I'm cooler than you, dude."
Somebody threw a pair of sunglasses at your head, and they just like immediately just like went on.
Landed on my face.
And whoosh, the guitar riff.
Yeah, and then a theme song where my name was like the chorus started playing as I floated back down.
Dude, that's amazing.
What can I say? I fucking made that place a little cooler that day with my presence. An effect that will last them.
I feel so lucky to know you. You know.
You are. And I'm glad that you recognize that.
I do. I'm just trying to like sap some of your coolness by association.
You can certainly try. If I have any ebbing off of me that I can give, you know, I'm charitable enough to let you keep it.
Send some over.
I won't punch it out of you.
Ian, I have an unrelated question.
Okay.
So I thought of this because I'm going to attempt to draw a bike here, and that's honestly one of the most cursed things as an artist is trying to draw bikes.
I feel like you're already off to a bad start.
I know. I'm adjusting things, but I think you probably can guess where my question's going. Are you better at drawing bikes now because you're around them every day?
I don't know. I haven't tried. Should I try?
You have to be. You have to be better at it because you like know. The issue with me drawing a bike is like I can't remember what parts where. If I saw one, sure. If I look up a picture of one right now, I'll be fine. But I'm doing it from memory.
Right.
I don't remember the pieces, and you know the pieces. It's your life. Knowing bike pieces is how you
make my bread and butter
to live.
That's right. That's how I can afford to go to climbing gyms.
Exactly.
Let's see if I can do it. Do you have a specific kind of bike you're looking for?
See, you already are proving that you know more than me by even asking about different bikes.
Because, you know, there's road bikes, there's mountain bikes, there's comfort bikes.
Holy shit, dude. You know so much.
Is it electronic? Is it analog? Is it a good bike? Is it a department store junk?
Oh, you can.
Is that?
I don't know. Just draw one, and then you tell me.
Okay.
And then I'm going to look at your bike and steal. Steal how it looks. So that I can
It's your move. Time is running out. Make a move.
So me and Morgan were watching. I mentioned this a little bit to you yesterday, but I mentioned this part of it. We were watching Alien Resurrection.
Yes,
The fourth in the series. We've been making our way through. I enjoyed doing it with Mad Max. We've been doing it again with this one. I have the movie on like a Plex server, which is like a media server on your computer, and you can kind of basically watch whatever you have on there anywhere.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. But she's dog sitting, so at the house we were at, the internet kind of sucked and it wasn't working. So I switched over to Hulu, which has commercials, fortunately, which sucks during a movie.
God, do I hate those commercials on Hulu.
But it was better than the thing buffering all the time. Anyway, so we're watching this movie, and there's like a xenomorph like ripping someone to bits, and all of a sudden it went to a commercial, and guess who was in the commercial? Friend of the show, Ian Abramson.
No shit.
Hey, there he is.
Well, fuck, good for him.
And Morgan, she hears me talk about him, but she saw his special, but other than that, she doesn't really. But she's like, "Why do I know this guy?" And I'm like,
Well, cool. Good. We should congratulate him.
I did. I messaged him. I was
sick.
I basically explained it the same way I just did to you, where I'm like, "We're watching a xenomorph rip somebody to shreds," and then all of a sudden,
I'm sure he'd appreciate the context that you were watching Alien as well. But... Well, cool. That's good. Good for him.
Yeah. Yeah, money.
Make a move.
Still in your head.
Haven't gotten it out.
I thought you were free of this curse.
It's better. Don't get me wrong. It's been a lot better, but it's still bad.
Maybe it's like The Ring. Like, unfortunately, we have no viewers right now. I was gonna say spread it to someone in the chat, and you'll be freed of this curse. But there's no one.
Damn you, Macintosh plus. And then dang you, Young Frown, for uploading a slightly different version to Spotify, which is ethically ambiguous. Alright, so I've drawn my bike. And to answer your question, yes, I'm very good at drawing bikes now.
Dude, you got the goods. Look at that bike. That's a bike. I mean, it makes sense. If you ask me to draw anything related to my day job.
Yeah, you could probably draw a kitchen or a restaurant.
I'd have it. Yeah, I got it locked and loaded. Living up there. Rent free.
You need me to draw a Wacom tablet? I got you.
No, I can only draw things from my primary source of income. So, I draw like a steak.
Oh, okay. Ooh, draw a steak.
No. But I could.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
You could be like, I'm not your performing monkey, and then I'd feel bad for asking you to do things on command.
Sure.
There were avenues you could have taken with that bit. There were ways you could have flipped that flop.
I like that you keep saying could have, like, you blew it, but what you could have done.
Could have done. I mean, you already admitted that the bit was over, so it's done. It's that you can't rescue it after that, but you know.
Dang it. Oh well.
Oh, look at that. I drew a fucking bike without having to look at one. And, well, I guess this one's got coaster brakes, but it's also got gears. Because I put
I was just about to mention that, but clearly it has coaster brakes.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Coaster brakes when you have to pedal backwards to brake.
Oh. I've never had like that.
I had those as a kid. They're usually like for really like leisurely like beach bikes or kid bikes. Before kids are like.
You're right. You're right. I did have that as a kid. So I remember when I got my first like bike, and I remember being like, "Oh, I can just like pedal backwards and it does nothing."
Yeah. And my dad, being the bike head that he was like, "Don't pedal backwards. That hurts the bike." Me being like, "Oh."
I didn't know that.
I mean, it doesn't super hurt the bike.
Cheap ass bikes.
It doesn't like super hurt the bike. It's just like, you know, anything other than pedaling forward is usually not ideal.
Very positive. Always think about moving forward.
Right. I'm just always trying to move forward.
Back.
You can't look back. Oasis said don't look back in anger. And you know what? They're having a reunion tour. So they're looking back right now.
Wait a minute.
To when they were successful.
Were they lying?
But wait, here's the thing. They're not looking back in anger. They were angry back then. Now they're looking back in, oh my god, we've blown through all of our money. Now we need money. And so Sally can't wait. It's too late. As she's walking on by.
Do they get a check every time somebody plays Wonderwall at a high school party?
At a high school party, no. At a football game, maybe? Is today going to be
already?
Is today going to be the day that they're
activity.
going to give it back to you?
Right now?
I mean, by now, somehow, you should have realized what they're trying to do.
I don't know.
I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now.
How do you feel about me now?
Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out.
You're dodging the question. No.
I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you've never really had a doubt.
Got locked and loaded. Speaking of Oasis.
Yeah.
We've been playing some Minecraft.
Yes, we have. That's right. Yeah, good segue. It's a segue that doesn't make sense to the listener or / viewer if they're not
true.
on the server.
But
for me, it makes sense.
Inside references.
Well, that's why 190, maybe 191 episodes in, we're still just with no one in the chat.
Yeah, why? I don't understand.
What the heck?
Very accessible group.
We just had that one moment with the internet. Like, it's not like that's been happening. We've only lost 958 frames so far this stream. That was me knocking on wood.
Oh, I thought somebody was actually going. The Grim Reaper.
Oh, hold on. Hello? Oh, it is the
your
Grim
time,
Reaper.
Ian.
It is the Grim Reaper. I've come to take your soul. Oh, it's the guy from Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Do we each get a Reaper that fits our heritage? Is that why yours sounded like that?
No, it was the Grim Reaper from the Grim Adventures.
Oh, I thought maybe you just get an
It wasn't supposed to be Italian, like an Italian stereotype. Hey, I bake you a pizza pie. Also, you so dead. Also, he's Jar Jar Binks, I guess. Was Jar Jar Binks supposed to be an Italian stereotype or a Jamaican stereotype?
I think it was. I mean, allegedly, none of the above. But I mean, like, there's a bunch of racist shit in those movies, but like, I don't think it was like if you go to the Star Wars wiki, it's not like this is supposed to be like a black guy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
Like,
yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of like a weird almost like pre slavery accent.
I was thinking that I don't want to like get too into the weeds of this particular caricature because
I don't either.
But I was thinking the same thing that you were thinking.
Yeah, you and everybody else. Like that's kind of like
that's the one that
same thing. I mean, there's a few characters like
the
opening scene with the two like extremely like Asian aliens.
Oh my god, so like fake Asian alien thing, like such a.
And then there's the what's his name, the pod racing guy who's like
Jewish. A fucking Jewish stereotype. Sebulba.
Sebulba, yeah, like that shit. So like he was the movie was lousy with racial.
Oh my god, every single one. It was crazy. It was like reading a fucking what's his name? The guy who made Cthulhu. I can't think of his fucking name right now.
Oh, Lovecraft.
Yeah, Lovecraft. It was like reading a Lovecraft book. Where
The only
like,
issue is that you see Lovecraft was writing stories. Like he's fucking super racist. Don't get me. That's not what I'm not disagreeing with that. But he's writing things based on Earth. Well, George Lucas is making fictional characters from the depths of the universe, so he can do anything. But he's going like, how about they're like racial stereotypes instead of just making something new up. I could do anything. It could be like this alien when he speaks, just bubbles come out of his mouth. Like it could be anything, but no, it's a racist. Just go with like the most offensive things I can come up with.
And Dexter Jexter, whatever the hell, the guy who runs like a 50s diner out of nowhere. That's, I think, the most egregious aspect of the newest Star Wars for me. Not the overt, blatant racist caricatures. No, it was the fact that in Space Futureland, the giant theme park that it is, they have a 50s diner like fucking Johnny Rockets or some shit. I'm sorry, I can't get past that.
Weird movies.
Super weird movies.
Oh man, keep drawn on the title layer. I've done it like
Me
the last
too.
Like 10 shows.
I've done it every episode we've ever done.
Okay, well, that makes me feel a little bit. At least I'm surrounded by other fuck up, you know.
That's right. We are two fuck ups. Isn't this crazy show? You watch. Two fuck ups. Now on TV.
On TNT.
I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Watch as we try to build birdhouse.
Whoa.
We will not succeed.
Well, you're really writing this project off before we've even started it. This is a bummer.
Hey, what can I say? We are two fuck up.
I don't even want to start on this project now. Well, looks like I was right.
I said another self-fulfilled prophecy.
Two fuck ups. Weeknights on Kremlin TV.
What? No, I was doing an alien voice. Why did you say Kremlin?
Oh, are we doing? Oh, we're Russian aliens. Okay.
I was doing an alien from the depths of the galaxy. Any coincidence is in dialect, or just purely that.
Hello, I am alien. How are you?
My biology and qualities are far different from anything you may be familiar with. Pass the vodka.
Isn't it
which is
crazy?
a drink we invented in space.
That's right. We call it space vodka. Which fucking George Lucas would totally go for.
Z-Newts in the chat says, "What is this bit? I don't know, man.
Dude, even I don't know, man. And I've been keeping it going.
And why am I so entertained by this nonsense? I don't know.
I don't know.
That's the bigger question.
Sometimes I just walk around doing a fucking shitty Russian accent because I think it's funny. I don't know why.
Fun voice.
Oh, little, my friend,
Comrade.
Let me tell you a story about bear. Do not go near. That is story about bear. That's it. That's me doing a Russian accent. I do that to me.
Okay.
That's the bear story.
You ever seen a bear? I mean, obviously we've all seen a bear, but like zoos and shit. Have you ever seen a wild bear?
You know, I've been so close in proximity to bears, but I haven't ever actually seen one in real life.
You probably have them over by you,
all
right?
all the time. We like.
Yeah, you have them in your neighborhood.
Yeah, I've woken up to my mom like freaking out because there's bears like in the driveway.
Dogs chasing them.
Yeah. But I've never.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm never around for those.
There's lots of bears in Michigan, but they're not really like in too many populated areas. A little bit the wooded spots.
Yeah.
It's not as common to see them like it is over by you guys.
For all I know, I've been so close to like just missing seeing a bear that for all I know, everyone around is, I'm actually in the Truman Show and everyone around is just like doing that thing in the Truman Show where they're like, "Oh, I saw a bear today. Did you see the bear? Oh, you must have just missed it." And then he's like, "Ah, bears must
when you're
be
at
real."
the zoo, it's like the guy in a costume.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk about a wild prank to just like find out some animal has just been fake your whole life. And like, we just wanted to see how you react. You fucking fell for it, dude. You thought a rhino was real? Have you ever seen one? No.
Oh.
You're an idiot, bro.
Dude, what a dumbass. I should watch the Truman Show again. That's a good movie.
That's good.
Man, I started to draw this 50s diner. Boy, do I regret that.
Zenut says, if this was the Truman Show, everyone would be a bear dressed as a person doing people jobs and shit. Yeah, they could have really messed with him more.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to put all that time into it, like, at least change a few of the rules, right? Like, so that it's
right.
more interesting to watch. Like, in this world, you know, people do this weird thing and it's normal.
I guess
they didn't do that at all.
I guess the gimmick is that he's living in like an idyllic, like fantasy 50s like TV show, like
yeah, he's in like a Pleasantville type thing.
Exactly, Pleasantville. Which that was the Framed in a recent day, and had me think about that movie again. I remember that being a good movie.
I haven't seen it since I was a child.
Me neither. I haven't seen it since like I was in middle school or high school, and I watched it on TV, so there were commercial breaks. So, you know, that's just a pain to deal with. Although we did just watch Romancing the Stone, and that was with commercial breaks, but that was so that we could watch it for free on Tubi and not have to pay money for it.
I always wonder sometimes about shows that I've only seen on TV. I'm like, because they cut stuff out and change lines.
That's yeah.
Especially back in the like 90s and 2000s. So I'm like,
oh yes.
You couldn't say shit on TV. And
you couldn't say shit.
Did I actually see the movie?
Piss.
I know, like literally. Or dick suck.
Dude, you couldn't say dick suck on TV. You're so right.
You couldn't show a picture of Goatsy on TV back then.
Dude,
what a wild time.
What a wild time it was.
Thank God we, can express ourselves now.
Now I see Goatsy on TV every night.
Yeah, I have a subscription to the channel that just plays it 24 hours a day.
Dude,
they've used AI to animate it now. That's great.
Oh God, no! Don't you know you've just brought that into the ether? Now someone's gonna animate Goatsy with AI.
You know it's possible.
Dude, what have you done?
Sorry.
Oh my God.
You know, it's funny the way you reacted is honestly, even the moment I thought the thought, I was like, oh no.
Jesus Christ, dude.
You reacted away. Yeah.
Dude.
I think just by thinking it, you make things exist.
I don't like to believe in crazy things, and I don't like to believe in this, but there is like a part of my brain that is like, if you think of things, someone's gonna do it. Like, if you say it, if you conjure it into existence, you just bye-bye-manned it.
I don't... Bye-bye or Nana?
Bye-bye Nana.
What are we talking about?
That type of movie?
I don't actually believe that just by thinking it, you create it, but more so what I believe is if you've thought of it, someone else has.
That's basically where mine kind of comes to is but like it's also like it's to an extent it's the Wile E. Coyote like cliff sort of thing where like, you know, if you've thought of it, somebody's thought of it and done it, but like the more you don't look into that abyss.
Don't look down or you're gonna fall.
Maybe the more you stave it off, you know, but I mean that's not true. Otherwise, half the shit in the world would not exist.
Any comment section has taught me that I'm unoriginal.
That's very true.
Anytime I've like ever been like, I'm gonna type this thing that I think would be a good comment, I look and somebody wrote it already. I'm just like, oh, okay.
I remember. Hold on, who's texting?
I remember.
Oh, it's spam. I'm the 21st night of September. Hey, that's coming up, by the way. 21st night of September. We should dance in the
That's
streets.
when the Earth, Wind, and Fire comes to town.
That's right.
Earth and Wind, I'm okay with. Fire?
Fire? Fire is a little spooky, especially with the other two. Especially the wind. What was I gonna say?
Do you remember?
It was before that. We were talking about something. I don't even remember what we were talking about. Mere seconds ago. Other than George Lucas.
I was talking about comment sections and how I'm unoriginal.
Right. Oh yeah. Okay. So I got it. No, you can stop. You've struck oil.
And then you said.
I remember when Nintendo announced. I remember. Stop it. I will tell my story. I will tell my bland, stupid story that no one will think is entertaining.
The more I stop you from telling it, when you finally get to tell it,
this is even worse. Like this is the worst story ever told on the show now. Like
I
you've
fought
ruined it.
and fought hard to tell this story, and here it is. Anyways, go ahead. Sure,
when Nintendo announced the Wii U console, minutes within them announcing this console, I was like watching the presentation live, and I ran to my computer, which I was already at because I was watching their presentation live. But I ran to the internet browser with my mouse, and I went to the video on YouTube of the character from Kung Pao Enter the Fist going, Wii U, Wii U, Wii U!
Oh.
And I went there, and the fucking entire page was every comment. So not only was I unoriginal, but I was painfully unoriginal amongst a sea of people who have great taste in movies.
And you weren't first either. Like a million people.
And that's my story. So thanks for fucking it up and making it a terrible story.
Yeah, how embarrassing for you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Actually, hold on. Say something.
Test. Hello, hello.
Okay. I accidentally pulled my headphones out of my.
Oh, you just muted me. That was giving me too hard of a time.
Just didn't want to hear you anymore. Just couldn't take all the interruptions.
Hey man, I do not blame you. I feel that way about myself too.
So do you think they are also going to use AI to animate Tub Girl and Lemon Party too?
Sure, why not? Get all the.
Let's get the whole gang in
everybody
here.
in here. Tub Girl, I mean, just by saying those words, I'm picturing it animated. So thanks for that.
You're so welcome.
That one was, willed that into my brain. So it doesn't matter whether they do it or not. I've seen it up here.
They can't take that away from you. And you wish they could. That is Tub Girl.
That's what it will sound like.
Oh my god, could you imagine taking an AI video of Tub Girl and also adding sound effects?
I think we're like, even more so just saying this out loud feels like a crime, but like, I think by bringing it up, we're asking for it to
happen at this point?
To not just to happen, but to like find us with like it's going to make its way to us if we don't shut up.
Here's the thing. I would agree with you if we had any audience, but we don't. Yeah. So I think we're good.
We're safe.
We're safe by our obscurity and failure to ever gain recognition on the internet.
Thank God.
That really pulled through for us this time. Also, hey, Great Frog Wizard and Bell Rocket.
Hey. Welcome. Great Frog Wizard is, I'm not sure if you're familiar, but that's Many Hats Matt.
I was gonna say that's a Mr. Many Hats Matt right there.
Yes, and he actually, I think he's just in.
I saw him stream the other day.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think he's just in like getting it set up phase, or maybe more than that. But either way, he started streaming, which I'm excited about.
Well, then it's
I'm gonna watch his ass.
I'm gonna watch his ass too when he streams, and we should get his ass on when he streams so that we can
Actually,
help tell people about
You
his
should come on Draw with
streams.
us.
Yes, he should. Yes, he should. Have so much free time. Oh, that sounds lovely. I wish I had that.
Yeah, that is awesome. Great Frog Wizard says, "Guys blomping on his bike," and then Belbo Rock says, "Blomping is a great word for what's happening here." I agree. You invented a new verb and it's effective.
It's super effective. See, that was Pokemon right there. I turned it into Pokemon. For the
Which
kids.
Pokemon?
Any of the Game Boy ones, really. I was going for like the really shitty pixelated sounds that it's like all like, and that's like a Pikachu.
So if you watch the TV show, they just say their names, but if you play the games, they sound like dial-up modems.
Yeah, they do.
What's that about? Explain.
I wish the TV show. I feel like I wonder if the I guess the Japanese version had to also have the Pokemon say their names, right? Because I remember seeing the voice actress for Pikachu being like fawned over by like a Japanese TV host the one time, and being like him being super amazed.
Imagine those shows do better over there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So I was gonna say like maybe that was a weird America, because like back in the day, before America really understood what the hell an anime was, any weird like aesthetic choices an anime would make, whatever company was bringing it over here would be like, what if we did something even weirder? And so, you know, the Pokemon would say their names, or I could totally see like an American like company that's bringing Pokemon to America making that choice, while in actuality, like in Japan, the actual version is like the monsters go like, you know, but we know, but we know for a fact that that's not the case. So I don't know.
No, they're saying some Japanese name. I wonder who's got the cooler name.
Let's find out.
But,
well, they're all puns, so it's better. I'm gonna base it on who's got the better pun name. You know. You know what I mean?
Sure. Do they have the same name, but it's just?
No, it's pretty different. Usually, it's pretty different.
Oh, okay.
Because you know, Squirtle is like a very English language sort of pun. Pikachu is like a very English sort of pun. I forget what it's based on, but that's the Pokemon official website.
Oh,
okay, here we go.
Your guy's inside a diner on his bike. I understand it.
Yes.
Well, he's being struck by lightning. I see it.
And yeah, I'm making the wall. You have broken through the wall of the diner.
Breaking the wall down? Is this the fourth wall I've been hearing so much about?
Yes.
In the
we
Deadpool
finally found
films.
it. We finally found it. We've localized it, and we are dismantling it. We are breaking the walls down.
It's like when Reagan was like, take down this fourth wall. Dressed like that. I don't know what the fit is. Anyways, go ahead. What were you saying?
Okay, so Pikachu is the same in every language, pretty much. It's just Pikachu.
That one's kind of a nonsense word anyway.
Well, actually, sort of, in a way, but the origin is that in Japanese, Pika Pika is an automatopoeia for like a sparkling sound. You'd be like Pika 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 Pika. And then Chew is Japanese for a squeak sound.
Okay.
Or
so
you know, an automatopoeia, a Japanese automatopoeia for a squeak sound.
Makes sense in Japanese, not so much in English, but some of them are probably the other way around.
Yeah, like Squirtle, for instance. I'm looking up Squirtle right now because this one I feel like is going to go the opposite direction.
That turtle squirts, you know?
Okay, so, Squirtle...
You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know what you're saying.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so interestingly enough, in English, Squirtle is Squirtle. In German, it's Shiggy. In French, it's Carapuche, which I could see being like carapace, but with like a different, like, or carapace with like a different sort. And then Italian, it's Squirtle. In Spanish, it's Squirtle. In Korean, it looks like it's Kokobugi. And then in Japanese, it's Zenigame, which I don't know what that would be.
It depends what all these things mean. In other words, I don't speak these languages, so nonsense to me.
So I'm Googling the word Zenigame right now. Why is it called Zenigame? The original Japanese name Zenigame means baby pond turtle, which is pretty straightforward.
Yeah. And that's what he is.
And and hey, I was right about the French one. For French, it's carapuche, and carapace means shell, and then puce means cute. It's a cute shell. Oh. And then in Korean,
you got a cute shell on you.
That's right. And in Korean, Kokobugi, Kokoma means kid, and Geobugi means turtle. So, kid turtle.
So much, right?
So yeah, I'm sure like it's like that with a lot of Pokemon. Is like the localization is highly specific, but that's interesting to me.
Makes sense.
I find that stuff very fun to read about.
Gosh, I was interested.
What was that?
I was very interested too.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. I bet we were the only ones.
Like usual.
Always is.
This show's for you and me.
I mean, that's it. This show is like, what sort of like rabbit holes can Ian and Brandon go down and just read about? What we need is these are the moments right here where we have like the actual proper like podcasts have like an engineer, like a third person who's like on the microphone. They're like, "Hi there, guys. I just want to let you know I looked it up and it's poopy poopy papa poopa."
So we can keep the momentum. Well,
exactly.
Figures out how to say Squirtle in Japanese.
Yeah, someone can be doing the research while we're actually like carrying all of the fun forward. So like there's like you said, there's a good flow to it. We don't lose the pacing of everything. We don't have like those abrupt stops while we type into our keyboards.
You must be talking about a different kind of show.
I know, we're a rip-roaring ride. We're a roller coaster of an experience right here, everybody.
Welcome to ADHD, the show.
That's right. I see you trying to draw this wall around. I think you got it. I think that's good. I think it
translates kind of, except he's like really Kool-Aiding the wall. Like, I don't know how he's hitting it with such force that the entire wall is almost like even the shrapnel's gone. He just like
well, we'll have to draw more shrapnel then. I don't know what to tell you.
I guess so, yeah. I will. I'm on it. But yeah, he's fully, the wall just turned to powder away in the wind.
Well, Brandon, have you played any games this week? Have you done anything? I went to a climbing gym, so I've lived an interesting life.
That you have.
And then I won't for this next week. I will not. So.
No, you can't overdo it. I mean, if you're too interesting,
then I get worn out.
Sure. Let's see. Just been working a lot. Which is not an interesting answer, but it's the truth. And no, I haven't really been doing anything like in the world that I didn't talk about besides just like going to my job. But I have been playing Minecraft. We have that server going now.
We do have that server going.
I've gone down the rabbit hole of trying to build my base, and I've been doing it. Today I spent like an hour and a half.
Oh my gosh.
It's a long time for building a house in Minecraft. But I just, I saw that trailer with Jack Black, and I got so inspired that I'm like, I'm gonna spend hours in Minecraft because this world looks rich and interesting.
And I can't wait to see.
Can't wait to see that movie. Oh my god!
Characters explore it. Can't wait to see Steve.
It is a movie made for children, so like
It is.
I'm not
yes.
even like. There's some movies that I would get offended by. This really isn't one of them. Oh, got a follow from Biggie Steez.
You know my Steez? Biggie Steez. Cool.
Welcome,
Thanks,
Biggie Steez.
Thanks for the
Thanks
follow.
for following.
Much,
Thanks for
much appreciated.
Thanks for joining. I understand why you followed. I mean, we're like, this is riveting stuff, and we appreciate you being here.
So riveting.
And you know, more where that came from.
Oh boy, let me tell you. What's up? Hey, they say. Well, nothing much. We're just drawing this gibberish drawing, which we're kind of still figuring out what the hell we're doing with this thing. What layer? You're still drawing on the title layer, my dude. What the heck?
There's other layers
than doing here. Found you via Teddy and Frogwiz. It's fire as fuck. I love it. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Glad you like it.
I guess this drawing is a DrawBomb guy crashing through what appears to be a diner wall, and Homer Simpson is in there on his bike.
The world's worst
reason.
Homer Simpson, by the way.
He's like a weird. You've done things with this Homer that
I've intentionally made him ugly.
I didn't stop to look at him till now, and I'm like upset about it. I have kind of just tuned out the fact that he was like discount Homer Simpson, but he's I don't like what you did.
Dude, do you know what he reminds
like a cone
me
head.
of? Do you remember that episode of Rugrats, the TV show, where they were having like nightmares?
Oh yeah.
And Stu would Stu would come down into maybe it was the Boppo episode.
I'm Boppo.
And everyone was having like nightmares or something, because like the idea was that like Stu came down into the living room or the kitchen somewhere, or someone like, and they're like, Stu, and then like Stu turns around and he looks like almost, and he says, I'm not like Stu.
It's like a weird like clown thing going on.
Yeah,
I do remember that because it scared me as a child too.
Oh my god, it fucking terrified the shit out of me as a kid. B in the chat to bust into the diner wall. Oh, we got B's in the chat.
Well, that's why you did it then.
Look at that, you voted for it and it happened. That's how quick we drew that.
Your democracy is happening here on the DrawBomb show.
This is Democracy Manifest. I have a succulent Chinese meal.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis, people.
People? What a fucking G. Rest in peace to a real one.
Manifest.
This is Democracy Manifest. Oh man.
Uh-oh, I'm having fun.
Whoa.
I know. Dangerous.
You better stop before someone arrests you.
I'll try. The league. Big C says, are you guys on Threads? I think I have an account, but I've never used it once. So I guess the answer is no.
I'm basically off social media. Like I've kind of quit social media, and I'm so happy.
Congrats
for it.
on being healthy.
I know it's actually amazing how much good it's done for my mental health.
I don't doubt it for a second. It makes a lot of sense.
Pretty great. I love it. I love not being on social media. Not like I also just like I don't waste nearly as much time as I used to. Just being off that shit. It's because it was just a giant waste of time, and I like do fun things or like productive things now. It's good.
That's awesome. I'm happy for you. I'm mostly there. I don't really use much of it, but I don't know. But yeah, they're bad places.
I guess
I mean, not to shit on somebody who's enjoying themselves on Threads or Instagram or whatever. I just personally, it doesn't do a lot for me.
Makes me just feel mad and angry and anxious all the time. And
why did you give your Homer this big round nose?
I don't know. I intentionally just made it like worse and worse as I went. Like I considered making him like I considered making his body like that cursed Peter Griffin that's in Fortnite type, you know, where he's like super muscly.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
This feels like Temu brand Homer Simpson.
It really is.
Wish brand Homer Simpson, something like that.
Yeah, you order this off of like Target, and this is what arrives.
I think I'm gonna start coloring this sucker.
I think it's time. I think we've drawn enough debris.
PCs says, "Are y'all using Wacom tablets?" Yeah, I think you have the same one as I do, don't you?
Yeah, we're drawing directly onto the monitor with a Cintiq.
But it's like the last generation. Do you also have the last generation?
I don't know what I'm assuming yes. I don't know what generation.
There's at least
Cintiq.
been one newer one since we got ours. But
Right.
I waited till the newer one came out, and then I bought the old one, like used
Smart.
and cheap.
And honestly, like, I'm just so happy that there's like so much competition when it comes to tablet monitors now. Like, I'm looking at one that's like $400, and it's probably a fantastic tablet monitor that works, and that's exciting for me.
It's nice. I'm glad that they're not all, Cintiq kind of are overly expensive. They're nice. I'm not, like, I've used Cintiqs almost my whole life, but they're just.
This does not need to be $3,500.
Yeah, it's kind of rude is what it is.
Yeah. I feel like also the stands for the Cintiq are like crazy. Like, what is that stand?
Yeah.
On that Cintiq.
They know you need it, so they make it extra expensive. Or you same price, or just like the way it works.
Just the stand, like the way it looks.
Yeah, it's like straight up like spring loaded for no reason.
And it's
It doesn't need
huge.
to be that complicated.
It takes up so much space. The new ones look just as bad.
I don't know.
No. Do you? So anyways, you can use this Cintiq, but I'm sure there are like highly competitively priced, and in terms of functionality. Whoopsies, let's get our pictures back.
I do love drawing on the screen, and also kind of getting a third monitor out of it. 'Cause when I'm not drawing, it's just straight up a monitor for me. But I do sometimes think about, like, if I went back to like a flat tablet, think of all the desk space.
Ooh.
God, so much room for activities.
Man.
But that's a bridge to cross when this one breaks. Knock on wood, better not break.
Yeah, I remember I was doing a stream with Tom Thinks, which will never happen again, but it was cool that was happening that time. But I was talking to him about the Cintiqs, and he was like, "Oh yeah, and they like die after like 5 years. Like the screen just gives out." And I was like,
no.
"That happens?" He's like, "Yeah, that happened to me like more than once. It happened to like this person." And I was like, "Oh my god." I use my Cintiq as my main monitor, and I have been for like 10 years.
Thanks for giving me new fear.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you just said, "Hey, you have something to look forward to."
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, I figured out.
Mean it.
I figured out a subtle way to make my Homer Simpson more cursed.
Ew. Flesh colored Homer Simpson. Ew. Someone needs to stop it.
Somebody stop me. Still need to watch seasons 2 and 3 of Dave.
Of The Mask?
Yeah.
Oh. Legal, and I know you're wondering what's the charge?
For what reason? What is the charge? Eating a meal?
Eating a succulent Chinese meal? What a fucking great. I'm so glad you have those clips ready to go.
I kind of forced that one in, but it was.
You did? But look, I'll always be okay with that guy getting forced in. Just as long as nothing is forced against him or his penis.
Just like he was forced into a cop car.
That's right.
And away from his succulent.
Eating a succulent Chinese meal? Also, why was he being filmed?
So when he was being arrested, it was mistaken identity, but they thought he was like the most wanted, like.
Oh.
Dude, so the news teams caught wind of this like super criminal being caught, even though it was just some drunk
dude.
artist eating a succulent Chinese meal. But yeah, he played it well because they had to let him go, and then he had this great clip of himself.
He is forever immortalized.
It's funny, you could tell he was still riding high off of this thing that happened like however many years ago, because I saw an interview of him like a few years ago when he's pretty old. I mean, he just died like last month. But it was years and years after the incident, and he's an artist is what he was doing back then still. But like he was like showing some of his stuff, and he has like paintings of himself that he did in that scene in the meme. I'm like, okay, so you're still like proud of this as you should be.
I'm glad.
Great moment.
Because so many people are like ashamed of their memes and stuff, and it's just like I'm glad that this guy can at least look back on what is an amazing speech that he gave in like the fucking off the cuff.
It's a great clip.
In a moment where I would be like shitting my pants. I'd be like blubbering.
I'd probably
like
be doing embarrassing stuff. And he used it.
What a G.
That's right.
A delicious, succulent Chinese meal.
So Ian, you asked me if I have done anything, well, I guess you told me you went
to a climbing gym, and that's really the most.
You climbed a fake wall.
I climbed a wall that had big wads of bubble gum up on it. You know.
You grabbed the gum.
I grabbed the gum.
That worked.
And then I used the.
Gotta grab life by the gum. That's what I do.
Ooh. I don't like that. I don't like where we're grabbing life.
Too bad, you know. I do what I have to do.
Life sat in gum and we're grabbing it.
No, I like the way I said it better.
Okay. Well then. Wow, this is such a cursed Homer Simpson.
Why is he there? He's there. He's there.
I forget why I started drawing Homer
This is
Simpson.
who the Homer was based on.
Yeah, this is the actual guy.
This is the real life Homer Simpson.
I forget why I drew Homer Simpson. I remember it was based on something we mentioned at the start of the episode.
Did we mention this?
We mentioned something Homer related, I assume.
Somebody talking about dough.
Re, mi, fa, so. Latido.
And the rest.
Is that supposed to be the Brady Bunch?
I don't know. What?
And the rest.
I don't think the Brady Bunch goes like that, does it?
I think they do.
The story about a lovely lady, and then
she's raising
they got carried away with breeding.
Man.
Oh wait. Yeah, no, I guess none of them were kids from that marriage, are they?
No.
Are they all step siblings in the Brady Bunch?
I think so. It's a weird situation. Like, what happened to the other people that were the parents? You know, like, are they alive? Are they okay?
Well, you see the two Bradys, or whatever their names are, the parents. They killed their spouses and got together. It was like a.
Oh my God, it's just what I was afraid of.
Pretty dark stuff.
You never knew, but the Brady Bunch, actually quite a bit darker than just the songs that they sung on that show.
They sing on the show?
That was the Partridge.
That's
Was
me
that the
asking
Partridge?
questions.
Was that
the Partridge family? Yeah.
Okay, well, in my mind,
Brady Bunch didn't sing. They just fought about like random bullshit.
They just like had actual. They were just a sitcom.
Except like there's like 12 people.
It was the world's first ensemble.
There's too many
comedy.
people in this house, and that's it.
If you really think about it, the Brady Bunch was just Arrested Development before the Bush administration.
That's a weird connection. Wasn't Arrested Development? Arrested Development before the Bush administration. How long?
No, the Arrested Development was like about the Bush administration and like the horrible fiasco that Iraq was.
Yeah. Okay.
It was actually like a very political show. It was just very subtle about it a lot of the time.
Light treason.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it wasn't subtle at all because in the end it was like Saddam Hussein.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Good show.
Great
You've
show.
actually been rewatching.
Yeah, I've been meaning to do that too. I think it's worth to sit down and rewatch sometime soon. We've been watching MASH, the parents and.
Oh yeah,
and
you
also
mentioned that when
Xenius in
you
the
just
chat.
started it. How you been liking it?
It's a good show. It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's a-
I've only seen a little bit here and there, but it seemed like it held up pretty decent.
Yeah, it's good. It's still very funny, and I'm interested. What I find interesting is that it's willing to portray the U.S. Army as corrupt and like bad. You know?
Yeah.
Like I feel like a lot of TV shows, especially back in the day, I mean, they had like a certain like code you had to follow essentially, where like good was good. There was no ambiguity. Like cops were like arbiters of peace and justice.
The propaganda was a little bit more.
Yeah,
You know, it was in culture too. More.
exactly. But in this this one episode of MASH we watched, like they're treating a bunch of like villagers from some Korean village, and they can tell from the shrapnel that it's like U.S. military ordnance that bombed the village. So they they bring it up to the commanding officers. Like they go like try and ring it up as high of the flagpole as they can. They're like, hey, you guys bombed an innocent village. And like the episode's about like the U.S. Army is basically like trying to sweep it under the rug and like is trying to like silence them or like trying to like basically whitewash the whole situation. And it's interesting that like, you know, a TV show is willing to especially back in the day do that.
Yeah, that seems ahead of its time.
Yeah, this definitely was. It's a lot. I mean, it's a lot more critical of the American military than I feel like pretty much any show is on today's television. Like,
I haven't watched that much MASH, but I am like, I feel like I'm kind of aware that it's also like it has quite a bit of range too, right? Like, aren't there some really serious episodes?
Oh, yeah.
Some really comedic episodes.
yeah, I mean, usually every episode
Like,
will...
it's not all Beatly Bailey.
Exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of goofy hijinks. Like it gets pretty goofy sometimes, but also they'll have like a serious. Like there's an episode where they have like a psychiatrist come in to like inspect them because he told him that something's going on at the camp. And he comes in and like everyone's arguing and like pulling pranks on each other, and then like a helicopter comes in and everyone just stops what they're doing and goes into the operating room and like takes care of their patients. And I think that kind of basically sums up the show. Is it's like, you know, they'll be doing their goofy pranks and their hijinks, and then all of a sudden they'll be like, hey guys, a helicopter's coming in with a bunch of fucking wounded people, and then they gotta go in the operating room. And they'll make jokes in the operating room, but they have it specifically where like a rule where there is no laugh track in the operating room scenes. So they'll still be like cracking jokes, but the vibe is super different because they'll make a joke and I feel like they're waiting for the laugh track sometimes, but like it's not there because there is no laugh track. It's interesting, but it's good.
Yeah. What who's your favorite character? I don't know them all. I just know a couple.
I think it's Trapper is my favorite character.
Okay.
He's not very exciting character. He's not like a fucking wackadoo like Alan Alda is, you know. He's kind of more the grounded, straight-laced character, but I like that about him, I guess.
What's Alan Alda's character's name again?
Hawkeye Pierce.
Hawkeye, that's right. Okay, that's one I was trying to think of. I know Isn't Radar one too?
Yeah, Radar O'Reilly.
Radar. Yeah, okay. Hawkeye was the name I couldn't.
Gotcha. Yeah, Alan Alda's Hawkeye Pearson. He's like the goofiest. He's like clearly the main character, but he's like the goofy guy who's doing most of the hijinks and stuff. Like Trapper will join in on the hijinks. Trapper kind of looks like Will Ferrell, but he's got like a heavy Boston accent in the show. And he doesn't really do much hijinks other than like the stuff that Alan Alda does. But I think that's why I like him, is because also there's an episode where there's a word comes down from on high that there's going to be a ceasefire, so everyone starts partying except for Trapper, because he's like, yeah, right, I'll believe when I see it. And then you know, there's 11 more seasons of the show. So and then, you know, when the episode ends, you know, it goes back to what it was and everyone's bummed out, and I'm like, you know what, yeah, he was right. Yeah, he also.
I only hear good things about the show.
It's a good show. It's a very good show. It's not always like good. Like, you know, it's not like perfect or anything like that. Some of it hasn't aged. It's still like a little bit aged at times. He hasn't been appearing in season 2 so much, but at least in season 1, they do have a character. I don't know how to approach this topic.
Is it a bad caricature or something?
Well, he's not about. He's actually a fine character. It's just that his character's like everyone has a nickname, like Radar, Hawkeye, Trapper, and his nickname. So he's a black guy in the squad. And his nickname.
The slur.
It's like, it's about, like, say you were throwing javelin, you know, in the Olympics. You could also be considered.
I already know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's kind of. I mean, it's because that is like a common slur.
Yeah. So in the show, like, they call him that, and like it's not like mean or anything, but like I'm just like, that has. I don't know if that was cool back then, for black people.
I was gonna say, yeah. I don't think that didn't even. It didn't need to age well because it was bad in the beginning.
Yeah, because I'm not sure how thrilled a black dude in that time would be, like, to have that nickname. Like, if he'd be like, "Fuck off, man." Right. But also you're stuck in the army. I mean, stuck in the army, but also you're on a TV show, and like, it's like one of the top TV shows to ever exist. So like, you gotta do it. I don't know. So, anyways. That's a name that's a thing that's on the show, and that part always feels weird. But otherwise, the show is pretty based for the most part. I mean, in general. Okay. Like, they'll have characters come on, and like other characters will say a slur for like Korean people, and then Hawkeye will say, "Don't fucking say that," and then he'll usually pull a prank on them to get them back for saying that shit.
Okay.
And that's cool. That's pretty based. To be against slurs.
He's like, you did racism, I'm gonna pull a prank on you. Like,
yeah,
I put a snake in your shoe.
There's a snake in my boot.
That's
well, Woody.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna Woody you. You're gonna get Woody.
Wait, are we calling Woody
Last
a race?
prank.
Did Woody do racism? Did Woody do?
Yeah, that's how he got a snake in his boot.
That's right. Someone's poisoned the watering hole. No, that's actually. I have a terrible joke, and I actually probably shouldn't make it.
Okay, well.
But
the goalie in your brain caught it, so.
I mean, I already started to say it, so I feel like people can already put together what.
If you want to say it, you can say it. That's up to you. I'm not gonna have any.
All right, whatever. I'll say it because nothing's worse than just like. Ooh.
People do that thing sometimes. They're like, "Whoa, man! I just had a thought, and I should not say it." And then they just come and hoe around for the next 5 minutes before they say it. Yeah. So the joke was somebody's poisoned the watering hole, and then Jesse says, "No, Woody. Everyone drinks out of the water fountains now." And that was. That was the Woody's a racist is the joke. Got it.
Yeah. So anyways, we've reached a new low point on the show. Hello, everybody.
Didn't know it was possible, but here we are.
Here we are, below the ground, 6 feet under. That's how low we've gotten. It can only go up from here. So anyways,
6 feet from the edge.
long story short, MASH, I like it. I think I'll watch
Good.
more of it.
Good. Glad you do.
Yeah. That's it. I haven't seen any other TV shows. I haven't even watched anything like interesting. Actually, I have watched some things on YouTube, but I want to talk about them and like, you know, how I've been trying to like basically promote like independent, or maybe I guess not independent, because last week I talked about a fucking Rhett and Link video. But
Sure, but either way,
I like what they're doing.
Creative things
Yeah.
you like.
Exactly, yeah. Creative. I mean, I guess if you're doing it on YouTube and you're not part of the studio system, you are still independent. So Rhett and Link are still independent creators. They're just more well off than most other people who create videos on YouTube. But
I talked to you a little bit about it yesterday, but for the show's sake, I did watch. We've been watching all the Alien movies.
yes. Oh yeah, have we not talked about
watched-
that on the show at all? Has this just been a?
I think I briefly did, but we watched more since the last episode.
Okay, so yeah, it's worth talking about.
We're up to 4 now. So the latest one we saw was Resurrection. We've seen.
Okay.
I did talk about it last week, but we had only seen the first 3 at that point.
Yes.
3 is the low point of the series. 4 is pretty fun. I liked it. So kind
And
of
that
silly,
was
kind of stupid. but it's
what's it
like
called? Requiem?
It is.
Alien
It's called no. It's called Resurrection.
Resurrection. Okay. Alien Requiem. That's the next one that's going to be coming out.
Is it okay? I've been kind of talking spoilers. Is it alright if I kind of briefly talk about movies that are like 40 years old? I guess
Yeah,
it's
like
more
Alien
20.
Resurrection came out like a long time ago,
97.
right? Okay, yeah. I think you're okay to
The
spoil
first
it.
one is 79, and then they've been making it they've been making these movies for like almost 50 years.
Jesus Christ.
But so in 3 they kill off Ellen Ripley at the end, or she kills herself because it's got the Queen in her, and the Whaling Company is coming to collect her because they want it. She's like basically like the incubator,
Right.
and they show up and she jumps into a big lava tank. Big
Okay.
molten metal thing to be like.
So she terminated
Can't have it.
herself.
She terminators herself, exactly, which is interesting because Alien 2 is a James Cameron movie. It's Alien 3. Anyway, she terminated herself and then jumped to Alien 4, and it's 200 years in the future. So just tracking this, I believe
boy.
since Alien 1 in this universe, it's been over 300 years, because from the first movie to the second movie, it's 50 years. And then from the second movie to the third movie, every time a movie ends, she gets in like a pod and goes to sleep, and then like something goes fucking wrong on the ship. And the setup for each movie is almost identical to the previous movie. Like, she fights an alien to get it off the ship, goes to sleep, and then it turns out there was still an alien on the ship that you just didn't see. And it fucks with some stuff and makes the ship crash and infects some people, and then they wake up and the next movie starts. I guess that didn't happen in 1.
No, but I mean, it makes, like, if they do it in 2 and they do it in 3,
They did it in
That
2
was
and
goofy.
in 3.
that's goofy. Like, 3 sounds like it's awful, especially if they kill Ripley.
3
at
was
the end
pretty.
of
It starts off on such a bummer because, as I mentioned last week, like all the stakes of the first movie are thrown out the window because it starts and all the characters, they're just like, by the way, they died. Let's get going on this movie. But anyways, regardless, I'm repeating myself now. Anyways, in this one, so Ellen Ripley kills herself in 3. 4 starts, and they're on this like space station lab, and they've got her DNA somehow, and they're cloning her to bring her back.
Why?
And somehow, by bringing her back, the alien's DNA is also tied to her DNA, so they're able to bring back the alien with her. Like it's
like Jurassic Park.
It's in her chest, even though it's just DNA that they're like doing a clone, but somehow they're bringing back the parasite that was in her too. I don't know, that part doesn't make sense, but regardless, that's what they're going with. And she also has, because they're doing it this way, she's absorbed some of the DNA, and now she's like
part alien. Oh,
basically, yeah. But her being part alien, she's really strong, and she has acid blood, and it feels very like late Resident Evil movies,
right?
Where
yeah,
Mila Jovovich is like doing like a flip off a skyscraper, and then like kicking a helicopter as she's flying through the air, and like
where she just becomes like the ultimate overpowered badass like lady.
Yeah, and they do that with Ellen Ripley. They even like make her attitude more like she's like, I'm a badass, and I'm kind of like.
Is she played by Sigourney Weaver still?
Yep, still Sigourney Weaver.
Wow.
I think unless she comes back in some of the newer ones. I've only seen Prometheus. I haven't seen the next one or the latest one. But regardless, I think it's the last Ellen Ripley movie. Unless she comes back, which she might. I don't know. I've been hearing a lot of people talk about this new one, saying some big thing happens at the end, which I'm not excited about, because I'm thinking it's going to be like multiverse or something stupid.
Oh, God.
I heard people say, no, dude, something crazy happens at the end of the newest one that brings all the movies together and makes them canon again. And I'm like, no, it's going to be a multiverse thing, isn't it? Like, that's always what it is.
That's always what it is.
I hope it's not. I hope I'm wrong. But that's what people are saying. I don't know. I don't want spoilers. I'm close. I've been working hard to get to that movie, and I don't want it to get ruined before I get there. But anyways, so they bring her back, and she's got like weird powers, and so like in the first 10 minutes, I'm like, oh no, this is they've set the table for a real stupid movie. But then it actually ends up being pretty fun. It's definitely like the wackiest of them all up to this point. Kind of cartoonish, but it's really fun. I didn't hate it. It's kind of stupid.
I'd watch it.
Like some of the other movies I think are really like, the story's good and they're good sci-fi and they're cool, and this one I feel like, hey, that was silly, but I really I enjoyed it regardless.
Right.
So yeah, it was pretty good. It subverted my expectations in a few places. It had what's her name from Beetlejuice and Stranger Things, and Winona Ryder. She's in it. And you know, the movie started. This was another thing that I was Winona. This is another thing that I was like, oh no, this is gonna be dumb. I thought they were fully
Sorry,
I thought they were fully doing like, no, it's okay. She has like short hair, and she's kind of like the badass amongst all these men on her crew, and I'm like, oh, so they're doing the thing where they're gonna be like, she's taking the torch. She's gonna be the next.
She's the next Ripley.
Like Ripley.
Believe it or not,
what I thought they were totally gonna do, and they were setting it up that way. But then she was not. She ended up being. I mean, they didn't make any more, I think, in this specific story, unless the newest movies touch on it. But B, she turns out to be a cyborg at the end.
That's funny.
So that was actually kind of a twist. I was expecting her to be fully like.
I do like how the cyborgs are always used as like a twist of like, psych, this guy's a cyborg.
Every single movie. Only one of the movies did you know the cyborg was the cyborg. He like tells you right away. He's like, hi, I'm a cyborg. And they're like, cool. The rest of them, it's always like a surprise when they start like bleeding cum all over the place.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, it was fun. I liked it. There's some wacky moments. The end has a crazy thing. I guess I've been spoiled a lot already, haven't I?
Sure.
So the theme of these movies up to this point is Ripley keeps like being like a mother figure and losing her like child, which is tragic. But like in the second movie, she's been adrift in space for 50 years, and when she comes out, she basically finds she had a daughter, and she finds out that like her daughter lived a full life and just passed away like 10 years before her at like the age of 80. And so that's tragic that she missed her whole daughter's life. And then she meets this orphan girl into, and basically is like a mother figure for her. And 3 starts, and she loses Newt, that girl. She's like really sad about that. and that goes on for the whole movie, where like anytime they bring her up, she's really torn up about it. And then this one, because she's like this
badass girl who's like
incubator, the aliens look at her like a mother figure, and they're kind of like they came from her, so they kind of like look at her as like a fellow alien. And especially at the end, at the very end, this big egg opens up, and out comes a xenomorph / human. It's like a flesh xenomorph and has like a skull face, and it's really like
fun,
kind of a cool moment. But it's like mama, and it's like rubbing up against her, and she has to like kill it, and then she's kind of sad about that too, even though it's like a disgusting monster. So that was kind of a cool twist that I liked a lot.
So basically, they stole the ending from Barbarian.
Yeah, kind of. They took it. Barbarians should sue.
They should, dude. Like, they should totally get their money back.
Even though they did it like 25 years earlier.
Yeah.
Regardless. Yeah, so they've been fun. I'm excited to watch. Well, I've seen Prometheus. That's the next one. I'm excited to see it again because Zone Dog, friend of the show, I'm going to, because Morgan hasn't seen it, and also we're going in order, so I want to watch them all.
Fair enough.
But Zone Dog, friend of the show,
insists.
Me and him butted heads on this movie many times because I insist it was stupid, and he thinks he likes it, and so I want to see it again and have a fresh eyes on it, because I've changed a lot since the last time I saw it. I mean, I saw it when it was in theaters, and that was like, I don't know, 15 years ago or something, or like 12 years ago.
And I haven't seen it.
Been a while. So I'm interested to see it again and see if I was too harsh last time. I also have the context of the whole series because I've like watched them recently.
That's true.
That
you
might
have.
help too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm interested. I'll report back maybe next week or whatever.
Yeah, let us know if you've seen more, and you gotta let us know what you think of. If your opinion, I'm curious to hear you talk about Prometheus with fresh eyes.
Yeah, me too. I think I'll probably enjoy it more than I did the first time, but I also, my issues I had with it that I remember still seem like they were going to be issues again. Like,
yeah.
I don't know how I would change my opinion on some of this stuff. They do a lot of like, they set up so much without any of it coming to a satisfying conclusion. They do a lot of like, all the characters seem like idiots and do just dumb things that like you get that sensation that you get sometimes when you watch movies where you're like, I can't even like care about the stakes because everybody's doing shit that I would never do.
Yeah.
Like anybody with basic human like self-preservation would never do anything that anyone in this movie is doing.
That's the thing I liked about the first Alien is like there's a whole conversation about letting the guy in before quarantine, and like it's like a whole thing, and like you can understand why the guy would let the dude in even though he totally shouldn't have, and like the whole conflict is started by this dude basically not following protocol when he should have.
Yeah.
But you can completely understand why he wouldn't, like, because
sure,
you know, that's their friend out there, and like,
right. Yeah, the first is like, I think the first is so great because it's like, it's small. It's a simple concept. There's only one alien,
and it's kind of hard sci-fi a little bit.
Yeah,
it's not fully hard sci-fi, but it's like pretty, like it's not like it's like ridiculous sci-fi. It feels very possible. Like,
yeah, none of it is. Everything feels like analog and small and realistic, and
yeah,
basically they're like out in space and they stumble upon this thing, and there's like some like the company they work for is basically corrupt and using them a little bit is what you find out.
Yeah,
it's good movie,
really good movie. And man, when that robot starts shooting cum,
he goes crazy.
He sure does,
especially in that movie. He's like
he's like
spinning around.
He's like that scene in South Park where Randy finally gets the internet, you know, and he's just like covered.
Yeah,
it's
that
like
is what
that.
he looked like. you ever seen those lawn toys that they're like sprinklers, but they're like hoses and like
Yeah.
water wigglers or whatever that that's kind of what he starts doing when he starts
Yeah, he does.
blasting his milk everywhere.
And we're this episode's gonna get demonetized.
I said milk that time. I brought it back.
I know you make me cook.
That's what he's doing as he's running around though.
Oh my goodness. We talk about that milk.
Yeah!
Do not come. Do not come.
I wish we had I wish we had Maddie F's drop Ashley from Resident Evil 4. Don't come.
Oh yeah.
Which it's funny
He's got some
because
great drops over there.
he's got some great drops. Because I've watched you play all of Resident Evil 4, arguably over and over and over again.
True.
I know exactly.
You
where
watched
that
it more
line-
than I watched it when I played it.
Which was once.
I know, but you watched it more than once.
I did.
You edited it.
But I feel like not only do I just know the game of Resident Evil 4 so well
Front
now,
back.
like burnt into my brain.
You know, different perspective. First person. VR.
Person. Ver. Ver.
I found a beast.
Alright, I think this drawing's done.
Oh,
I certainly don't want to
Found
work
a
on
creature.
anymore. With the stuff we did with the
done.
glass over here looks
Show's
very
almost over,
good.
too.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, thanks. Cool. Yeah, I'll save it. And then
You.
I think that's about the show, unless you want to go over a little since we started late, but I don't know. I don't really. I'm kind of running out.
Yeah. We you know, look. We're not exciting guys. We don't have money. We can't go on a helicopter ride to tell you guys about it the next week. So,
You know, it's all good. We had a little burst in the middle of viewers, and now that's chilled out a little bit.
that's chilled out a little bit. It was about the time
Alright.
I made the racist Woody
The
jokes.
logic. That's when the people are like, "All right,
Yeah, we
I
can't.
have limit," and they have.
I can't abide by this. Well, Brandon,
Cool.
what are you gonna build in Minecraft next?
I'm still finishing my house. So that's the big thing. And then I don't know. Good question. Could we like collectively work on something? Or I don't know. What is it? We can maybe like build like. Good question.
Yeah, I don't know. It's no pressure. I was just curious if you had anything.
I
in
feel
mind.
pressure.
God.
I'll probably work on my mine next because I want to start like collecting diamond shit. And get,
Yeah, I gotta get some
Get leveled
fucking.
up.
I gotta get some ore myself.
Yeah. I coincidentally have the. Not intentionally, like I wanted to keep an eye on it, but I have a browser with the console for the game up just because I was messing with the server a little bit back. And I just read Xenoots tried to swim in lava.
Oh
sorry
no.
to hear that. Hope you're okay.
No, that's
You should.
rough.
Ian, do you have anything to plug?
Brandon, nothing of my own. Nothing yet. We still got to get these sketches for Empty Head Buffet finished.
Yes. We should. Maybe.
And really, we're just
You work
slacking.
tomorrow, probably, huh?
I do not actually. Tomorrow's my day off.
Oh, well, maybe we could. I mean, I do have to like do some commission work, but maybe at some point we. It wouldn't take long to just like go down like a list of notes and be like, here's the changes we want to make.
Yeah, like an hour just to talk over things and stuff.
Okay, maybe we'll plan on that.
Cool. Aside from that, nothing of mine to plug, but I, like we were talking about before, I try and plug Excuse me. Type of animations and stuff on YouTube that I want to see more of.
Yes,
this one's not
like-
an animation. This one's not an animation either, like last week was. Not an animation. But, first of all, Rhett and Link still dropping new videos on their Wonderhole channel. Which I guess just used to be called the Rhett and Link channel. But, which was a channel before Good Mythical Morning. But anyways, now it's Wonderhole. And it's like a 6-part. I guess it's a 6-episode series, it seems like.
Okay.
And it seems to be dedicated specifically to like their friendships and things like this newest episode that's going to come out is like dedicated to a friend of theirs who died. But it's a very good series. It's scripted and it's like got production value. It's very good. But anyways, that's the one thing I want to talk about. Rhett and Link's Wonderhole. Check it out. But also on the YouTube channel Grouse House, I think it might be called The Grouse House. It's like a production.
Anti-Donna stuff, right?
Yeah, it's associated with Anti-Donna, and they take part in a lot of the productions. That's just a good-ass channel in general. There's a lot of really great stuff on there I highly recommend checking out. But they have a new series that they've been doing recently called The Descent. The first episode is The Search for Eel City, and that's sort of just the premise of the show in general, is they're trying to find Eel City. Tonally, I wasn't super fond of the first episode, but as the series has progressed, I've liked it more and more. There's a musical number that happens partway through, and a person who's like an eel wearing a skin suit does like a little bit, and it's very funny. I don't want to explain more than that, but the musical number was quite enjoyable. And it's an interesting show. I just recommend checking it out. It's on the Grouse House on YouTube, The Descent. They're looking for eels. It's pretty crazy and it's pretty fun. It's interesting. There's an episode that is specifically making fun of the 2011 Australian drama series The Slap. Like their whole episode, like their episode 3 is just making fun of The Slap. Like, and I have never watched The Slap, but I understand what it is. What were you gonna say?
I saw the thumbnails on YouTube, and I've been interested, and I'm happy to hear that it's like worth the view. Also, subscription from Crazy Kyle.
Whoa!
What a guy! We love you.
We love you, Kyle. Thanks for the 49-month streak.
Oh, the alert animation is broken apparently.
Oh, it showed up for me.
Yeah, we'll deal with that.
I saw a little.
I was getting like a weird bouncing little Twitch guy.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I thought that was on purpose, but I guess that's not what we normally have.
I thought we had the DrawBomb guy who pops up, little animation.
Yeah, I guess you're right. What the hell?
We'll have to mess with that too. Put it on our docket.
Yeah, got a lot of dockets to dock. But yeah, I recommend checking it out. It's good stuff. I like Grouse House in general. Their channel in general, I highly recommend looking into whatever they put out because they tend to put out some really good series.
That's cool.
With proper production value, they feel like you're watching like an actual TV show. Because I think a lot of them do actually air on Australian TV, but then they get posted on the Grouse House YouTube channel. But watch it; it's really good. The Descent. Like I said, the first episode didn't necessarily get me going, but then like episodes 2 and 3 continued to improve. So it's a series I'm excited to continue watching. It's only gonna have like 6 episodes in it, so. Both of what I'm asking you are not large asks.
That and the rest of Wonderhole, because you showed me the first episode yesterday or the day before, and I liked it quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm glad you did.
Yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in this episode. We had some new people. Crazy Kyle was there. Biggie Steez, thanks for following. Great Frog Wizard. Check them out, by the way. I think they're doing more streaming soon.
Yeah,
so if you're interested in kind of like stuff we do, video games, art, that's a lot of what our good friend Matt is also into.
And so, if you like our vibe,
keep your eyes on.
Yeah, and if you like our vibe, then you'll like his vibe because we vibe together frequently. So
we'll have him on soon. We've had him before, but we'll have him back soon. It's always fun. Belba Rocket, thanks. Enoots. And also since last episode, we had some new followers. Biggie Steez, Ghoulable, Soled1, Jedi Grind. Thanks for following.
Wow. Very cool. Thanks for joining, guys, and we hope you all had a good time with the show. Because God, I don't know why you would, but thanks for joining us.
I had a good time.
Oh, thanks. Me too. I had a great time. So goodbye and see y'all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I gotta hit the fade out button. There we go. Now it's fading out. I'm so sorry. I farted and shit myself. Oh my god. I can't believe I did that.
You
Thank
almost
God the
made it
show's
to the
over.
end.